This polar bear was drinking Coke. The tourists clapped one after another. The chimpanzee was jealous. To win the tourists' favor, it also started drinking Coke to prevent the zoo from going bankrupt. The zoo director asked the staff to put on fake clothes and pretend to be animals. The thick clothes made them feel suffocated. The lion felt itchy and kept rubbing its body. The sloth, out of boredom, started playing with its phone. Soon, the zoo welcomed its first batch of tourists. Because the costumes they wore were so lifelike, the tourists couldn't tell them apart from a distance. In order to prevent tourists from noticing anything amiss, the lion always faces the tourists directly. The gorilla slaps its body mechanically. The polar bear always hides behind the rock. They even made a fake giraffe head. The tourists were not interested in these dull animals. The zoo's income was getting less and less. One day, a man threw a can of Coke to the polar bear. At first, the polar bear didn't react much. After a while, when it got thirsty, the polar bear then picked up the Coke. It skillfully opened the Coke lid. Then it took big gulps of it. Just then, a tourist filmed this and posted the video on social media. The next day, a large number of people flocked to the zoo to see the polar bear drinking Coke. The zoo achieved great success overnight. They placed various beverages in front of the polar bear for it to choose from, and the polar bear always chose Coke. More and more tourists came to the zoo. The polar bear had to drink 100 cans of Coke a day. To win the tourists' favor, even the gorilla started drinking Coke. The zoo's income kept rising. This caught the attention of a competitor. One day, this man came to the zoo. He saw the fake giraffe and then suspected that the polar bear drinking Coke was also fake. The zoo director quickly had the fake polar bear replaced with a real one. Unexpectedly, the man rushed into the performance area. He provoked the real polar bear, and the polar bear knocked him down to the ground. To save the man, the zoo director put on a polar bear costume. He successfully distracted the real polar bear, and the man was saved. However, the polar bear then turned around and pounced on the zoo director. The polar bear tore off his head cover and kept biting his clothes. Do you know how to save the zoo director?